place, and I had no idea where or what to search. But I refused to think that all my efforts would come to nothing.
Hello there, welcome back to part 10. I should say welcome back to my Metro playthrough. This is part 10. We're in the underground section of the library. I have a habit of staring at big butts. I can't lie, I like them. Anyway, moving swiftly on. We're just heading down into the underground section. Now all of this staircase is decrepit and just crumbles. Now I've got no control when it does that, so it's just sort of forced cutscene type deal. Now I've been narrating these last few episodes in one sitting, so my ass is pretty numb by now. I honestly can't feel a thing. Anyway, yes, that's a librarian. If you've somehow managed to miss every other part of the playthrough and you've just clicked on this one, you're supposed to stare at them. They're very territorial, and you're supposed to just stare at them until they leave you alone. If you turn their back on them or you decide to run from them, then they will attack you. There's an old boot, and it just gets catapulted along. Just another scripted event. Now there's all sorts of bones, animal and human bones, just an assortment, mostly human by the looks of it. But if you stand on any of those and they crack, then you wake up the librarians. And also if you shine your torch into their face, which is why you stick with the night vision goggles. Now there's an interesting thing here. You see these wooden planks here on the original Metro 2033. Those planks were physics based. They were physics based props, which meant that they moved and stuff. If you stood on them, a bit like Source, you can stand on boxes and move them around and stuff. Those planks of wood were basically physics based. So if you stood on them, or basically you could accidentally knock them down, onto the floor, which made it a little bit harder to get across. With the remake, they've decided to keep them as static props. They've changed them to static props, which means they won't move at all, no matter what you do to them. And a static prop is basically, when in a game you see something that's like essentially nailed to the floor, where it doesn't matter how many grenades or how you run into them, they just stay there. Now this is a nice little animation that I appreciate. It's he's looking for the book D6, and obviously he doesn't know exactly where it is straight away, so he doesn't exactly go for it straight away. But he's just rifling through drawers and stuff, just pulling everything out, chucking everything onto the floor. It's a very nice touch. I mean, by now I would have noticed all of the numbers and stuff on the drawers, so I kind of, it's kind of obvious where it is. But it's still a nice touch anyway. I mean, his mind is probably clouded with mushroom vodka, so he's probably not thinking 100%. But it's a good thing that you don't have to replay the entire section. Now the game just skips you forward, which is good. They probably ran out of development time or something.
I had found the D6 documents, but Miller had not yet returned. Without his help, I wasn't certain I could get out of the library alive. But everything depended on it.
Where you going, my man? I'll take you there for 50 bullets. So you made it, Artyom. I had my doubts, to be honest. Did you find anything? Okay, saddle up. По коням, ребята. So, where are we going? To church. Artyom, does the name Khan ring a bell? Help us find you. I still don't know how he did it. Hey, how about some music? Sure, put it on.
Now, I don't know if the sound files are missing or it's a glitch, but I've never heard the music.
The first, and so far the only, human outpost up here. Sparta's outdoor base.
In the meantime, I'll check the documents you brought.
I was put in charge of radio monitoring. Our hope was to contact the government bunkers over the Urals, but those bunkers were the first to be hit. At first, they didn't directly target civilians, and nobody thought this would be the war that would end it all. As I was monitoring the radio, I picked up a lot of weird stuff in the beginning, too. Siberia was silent, but the others did transmit, including the strategic nuclear subs. Subs kept waiting for orders. Should we hit them? No one could believe Moscow was not there anymore. Naval captains wept like kids on the air. The crewmen were begging me to check if their families were among the survivors. But I couldn't do anything. Some of the sub-crews decided to get their revenge and went to their launch positions. Others reasoned that since the world was doomed, more killing was pointless. The subs continued to come back on air for a long time. They could stay submerged for half a year at least. Some of them were destroyed, but not all. I still shiver when I remember those days.
So, a nice little story that. Now that
I'm Vladimir. Speak whatever you like.
that little road trip section, that little section you're in the vehicle, on the original, it was just it was like a cutscene. It was a very short cutscene. The whole thing. It was taken from a third-person view, but on the remake, it's a interactive first-person section. It's just a small sort of update but you know. Now I was just choosing. You know, you get whatever weapon you want for free here, complete with all customizable options. I was gonna go with the overpowered sniper rifle, which is what I originally chose. But then I thought I should stick with, you know, the weapons and stuff that I've already got, because I'm bound to have ammo for those. Excuse me. In hindsight, I should have checked my journal, seen what ammo I actually had, and picked from there. But hindsight's 20/20, so what are you gonna do?
Hello there, Artyom. I told you we'd meet again.
It's a nice base the Rangers got themselves.
I heard you received no help from Polis. What's your next move?
Keeping silent, you're turning into a Ranger. Take a close look at the road you follow, Artyom, and be aware of how it might end.
You reap what you sow, Artyom.
Force answers force. War breeds war, and death only brings death. To break this vicious circle, one must do more than just act without any thought or doubt.
Well, Artyom, I've been chatting here for far too long.
It's time to go.
Okay. There's not much useful in here. Just hints at most. Although it does show the way to D6. Well, that's our destination then. Are you ready? So, how are we faring? Wallman, is everything ready?
The firewood's done.
Vladimir?
The gear's ready.
You guys?
Ready.
Saddle up then. По коням.
Now you're supposed to follow these guys down to wherever you're supposed to be going, but as you can tell, they take quite a while to get there, and time is money. So I'm just going past them. There's nothing worse than following people. I already know where to go, so I'm just going to go straight there.
Dark tunnel, wheel rattle, and the smell of death. That's how our journey to D6 began. But our goal seemed closer now.
According to the map, there are several ways of reaching D6. Now the closest one is through the facilities near Kievska. Okay, we tried that route.
Kievska? We've heard strange things about that station.
There was an explosion in the tunnel, and lots of people were buried alive. Now, rumor has it they survived, but no longer is able to use. They also say something strange has been sighted in those tunnels, some kind of fog.
Bullshit, probably. Of course it is. Who'd believe it? Vladimir lost all his family in the tunnels. He doesn't remember anything about what happened.
Artyom! 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 Wake up, Artyom, wake up! Great, he's coming to.
Put the light away, you're blinding him. Artyom, are you okay? Can you stand up?
Artyom, who was that? We're arriving! There's an airlock here! Great, stop here.
Hell, this place gives me the creeps.
Boris, take a look at the gate. The control unit is broken to smithereens. All the lines are cut. Vlad, get your tools ready. We need this door open. Artyom, you stay here and cover our backs. We don't need surprises here.
Sure, I didn't think we're going too smoothly.
Watch your back. Okay. Vladimir, find the first block chart. Hold on, look here. First we connect the wires, then on my map we throw the switches. Something's out there. Something's closing in. Ignore it. Fire!
Now, fairly stupid of me, I decide to reload my shotgun. I say it's fairly stupid because it gives the monsters time to get on board and catch up. But we're just holding them off. The flamethrower is fairly overpowered, just on, you know, creatures. Humans not so much.
It's closing in! Shit, we missed one! Hurry up! The anomaly is really close now!
Now, I don't believe the anomaly is ever mentioned in the book. I believe that's purely a creation made by the devs of this game. Now, here I am. I'm desperately trying to pick up my gun because if I don't get it by the time this tram stops and it goes to a new level, then I'm stuck with this flamethrower, and I've lost my assault rifle. Luckily, I get it just in time. With regards to
Okay, guys, this is the door leading to D6.
What's that? It's short. I'm stuck in here.
Okay, go for it.
The chaos of the tunnel was locked away behind the airlock gates. They seemed invulnerable. And at that moment, so did my comrades.
All right, we've broken through. Let's do this fast and smooth. Olman, you're in charge of the assault team. Boris and Stepan, you cover the comedian. Artyom, Vladimir, stay close to me. Okay, ребята, let's do it.
Hey, why the hurry, Colonel? How about sitting down and having a smoke? We're way too nervous.
It's no rest for the wicked, as you know. Forward, my soldiers. Great deeds await.
Great deeds? Somehow I'm not too enthusiastic about leaving my mark in history.
with regards to Artyom's visions. Excuse me, sorry.
Someone left a skeleton here. Hey, how about we take it as a memento?
Olman, enough with the jokes, please. When we're back at the base, you'll be sweeping tunnels with a toothbrush.
Yes, my marshal. As you say, my general.
Oh yes, Artyom's visions. He's in the book. It's basically the same one
Here's the first challenge.
recurring over and over again, except it gets a little bit further each time.
Well done, Artyom.
I guess that didn't make for interesting gameplay, so they made different visions every time.
Dark and scary there.
Shit! What's your language, soldier?
It's not language, it's shit. Literally, I stepped in it.
Oh, well, that's a great sign.
It's not a sign, it's an omen. If there is shit, then something left it here.
Now this shotgun has two modes of fire. You can either, or three I suppose. You can either left click and just fire off a single shot. If you hold left click, then it's you know, it's fully automatic. It'll just keep going until you run out of shells. Or you can do the right click, and for some reason it fires 5 shells off in a row. Pretty pointless, because anything you take down is basically you know, 1 or 2 shells. Having said that, I'm pretty sure I fire 3 shells into somebody at the moment, and doesn't kill them.
A glass of moonshine for each Nosales. How about that, Colonel?
To hell with you, Blin. Another comedian. Stop laughing, Blin!
To the right! A glass of moonshine for each Nosales. How about that, Colonel?
To hell with you, Blin. Another comedian. Stop laughing, Blin!
To the right!
Forward! For the motherland! For dying of old age!
Oh, shut up. They're gonna make it.
So I was just checking out the fence for the enemies to spawn. Now, the good thing about doing this game on the hardest is, well, one, it moves, you know, moves all of the HUD, so it gives you a better viewing experience. Well, and I guess there's not really much else besides me bragging, but this game isn't actually all that hard to do on the hardest. At least I don't think so. I mean, yeah, I die a couple of times, but, and I'm sure someone's got through the entire game without dying, but if you want a real challenge, Max Payne 3 on the hardest difficulty. Now that's ridiculous. It's on the hardest difficulty, so you die fairly quickly. You've got a timer, so you've got to complete all the levels in a certain time. And also, if you die or run out of time, then you have to restart the entire game. There's no saving or exiting There's so you have to do it all in one run, and that's an endurance test.
Stepan, that's enough. You can't help him, Stepan. Let's go.
What suki? Boris, I swear on your memory, they won't rest while I'm alive. The goddamn beasts.
Okay, there's a pumping station ahead and a sewage pool. We'll need to open the door.
Give me a couple minutes.
Okay, go for it.
Just a little more. It's open.
Gas masks on.
And that's a pretty cool smoke effect that comes out from under the door. It reminds me of I don't know if you're familiar with them. They're called vape houses. They're basically electronic cigarette shops. I've got one in the area where I live, and obviously people go there to smoke. And there's like a glass window in the front of the shop, so you can look in. But all you can ever see is just completely covered in smoke, or in vapour. I guess it's just water vapour in those electronic cigarettes. And you can just see it billowing out the cracks of the door. It's ridiculous because you can't actually see in. But they must enjoy sitting in all that smoke or something, I guess. Just a nice little story there. Nice little story that.
What do we do next?
Ладно. There's a passage down there. It's our only option. Let's move quietly.
What was that? The freaking Gonzalez. He's been found out.
Watch out.
Now, as you can see with the military rounds, they have an incendiary effect. Means it sets enemies on fire. I decided to start using my military grade rounds purely for the fact that I won't be spending them anymore. There's nothing to buy from this point on, so I've saved all these up for this section. Now at this point I've run completely out of ammo, and I just had to run around hoping my teammates would kill them all.
Come on, let's get out of here! Go! Move! Don't stop! This is the door leading to D6! Are we there? Looks like it.
So there I was, just checking out what bullets I actually had, and that's when I realised I should have got the overpowered sniper rifle
I'm not surprised.
instead of what I chose.
What's up with that? Looks like a blast door. Okay, go for it. Got it.
Artyom, take a look at that room.
Now, on the original, the door came down on Artyom's leg, which didn't make sense because his leg would have been, it would have come straight off, or at least at the very least, it would have been crushed. It would have been basically just a powder. On this one, the door closes after you're all the way through. I got stuck behind that box lid somehow. Now these are spider enemies. They're completely new. In the original, you just walk through this section, but on the remake, these spider enemies appear. Now this game assumes you've played the previous version, because they don't tell you how to defeat them exactly, but they're photosensitive, which means that they are allergic to light. As you can see, they sort of burn up. Unfortunately, keeping multiple in your sights is a little tricky, as I proved there.
Are you okay? Great, we'll try to reach you. Meanwhile, look for an exit.
Good luck.
So I try it again, and I use my lighter as well, just for additional light. It doesn't really add too much, but I think it's more of a psychological thing. Once you've flipped him over, it exposes their soft, fleshy underbelly, a bit like the Half-Life 2 antlions. It's basically an instant kill once you flip them over. Now, for some reason, I had some incredible trouble getting down this one ladder. It just kept bringing me back up to the top every time I latched onto it, so eventually I ended up just falling down, catching the ladder, and then falling the rest of the way. But this appears to be a section where they just keep coming. That's one of the things I really dislike, is when you get to a section where the enemies just keep respawning indefinitely until you move on. These journals are fairly easy to find. they're sort of just everywhere. I think it's about 59 or so. Now you'll notice the box didn't actually load in. The fuse box to close the door didn't load in.
God, at least you're alive.
We lost Stepan.
Fuck! Hey, silence! A sound from the tunnel. Can't you hear it? Something's approaching.
What's up?
Well.
What's that?
Looks like an automatic system.
I'll check it out.
Somehow I have a bad feeling about this.
But that's basically the end of the video. So thanks for watching as always. More coming soon as usual. I've finished my Metro playthrough, so I've just got to upload the last couple of parts. Thanks for watching.
So the next station is D6.